What's going on, world? It's your boy SB, and we back for the first episode of season 4 of the Roll Up Podcast. I appreciate you guys' patience. I appreciate you guys still supporting me. I appreciate, all the shares, all the reposts of the campaign, because this year is going to be special. And if it's going to be really special, it's going to require support from everybody. So if you've been supporting so far, I really appreciate you locking into the campaign. If you haven't done so already, my Twitter page got shut down, so I don't use Twitter at all anymore. My main Instagram page got hacked, so I don't use that page no more. You can follow at the Roll Up Podcast on Instagram. You can follow the Roll Up Podcast on TikTok. And I'm pretty sure I'm somewhere else, but I can't even think of it. But when I do, I'm going to plug that shit on Instagram. So make sure y'all give your boy a follow. If you haven't done so already, shout out to everybody that's grabbed some official merch from the Sauce Factory. You can hit the link tree. I'll mention that in the bio. So you can go down. You can grab you some merch. You got a lot of great ideas, man. A lot of great ideas on the merch side. So if y'all want to, rock some the Roll Up Podcast wear, make sure you tap into the Sauce Factory. Another thing that I'm getting ready to do once I get a new laptop is I'm going to send out the weekly sauce. And within the weekly sauce, it's going to be weekly motivation. It's going to be, mantras, affirmations, feel good quotes to kind of help keep your mind in tune with what's going on, so we can elevate to that next level this year. Also, again, when I get another laptop, I'm going to restart up that Gas Packs Only Club movement to support the independent artists. So if you're an independent artist, get at me so we can build a connection right away. So when I bring in, the Gas Packs Only reboot, I can make sure to throw you in the mix. Also, last year, I also published my first book. It's titled Here's the Truth. I don't know what happened, but it's no longer on Barnes & Noble, but it is still available on Amazon. So if you want to grab a copy of the book, you can hit that link in the bio, in the description. It'll be there. If you want an autographed copy, you can hit me on Instagram, and I can show you how we can work that out. And speaking of books, the topic of this conversation is actually the title of my second book, which is called You Deserve Better. And in this book, I'm going to describe the 4 stages of the butterfly and how they relate to the metamorphosis that we will experience this year. I heard there was an author that already used this similar comparison. I don't want to be rude, but I don't know the guy's name. I haven't read the book, but I'm definitely going to check it out. But I can guarantee that our books are going to be completely different. But the 4 stages, that I want to focus on in this book is the egg, the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and, the butterfly. And in these 4 stages, I feel like we go through them every time it's time to make a change. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but every level of our life requires a different version of ourselves. So a lot of times we're going to have to learn, unlearn, relearn, learn, unlearn, take time off. But that's just how it has to be, in order for us to be the person that we need to be to get to where we got to be. So in the egg stage, just to break it down a little bit, on the egg stage, you're beginning to feel the change. And as in the caterpillar stage, you're beginning to understand life is happening for us and not to us. And we're consuming as much information as possible to accept the new changes at hand. In the chrysalis stage is when we separate ourselves from the world. We disconnect from those who we love. And not in a bad way, we're just taking time off to heal ourselves. But we disconnect from who we once were, and we begin to transition into the person that we will be. And obviously the final stage is the butterfly. That's the final product. That's who we are. That's months and months of learning ourselves. That's months and months of healing. Could be years of healing. Could be, you know, letting go of the things that don't serve you so you can evolve into the higher being that you were designed to be. You know, like I said in the beginning, every level of life is going to require a different version of us. So we're going to repeat this cycle multiple times. But the end goal, you know what I'm saying, evolution is why we were here in the first place. I don't know if y'all seen that the little short film on YouTube. It's called The Egg. It's like 8-9 minutes long. I'm gonna put that in the description as well. Make sure y'all tap into that video because it's gonna tie perfectly into the message that I got for y'all today. So the main question right now is, why do we deserve better? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because we've had our share of being complacent. We've had our share of playing small. You know, now it's time that we walk into our purpose. It's time we become better members in our community, in our families, and to our friends. We've been downplaying our gifts and talents, but now it's time to shine the way that God put us here to shine. And it's crazy because sometimes life can be unfair. Sometimes life can throw adversities at you that you weren't really expecting. But the whole point of that adversity of being in your life is to help you get to where you got to be. Sometimes we don't want to change when we're being comfortable, but adversities make us uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, that's when the real change happens. Sometimes life calls you to be stronger than you actually are, and you can either answer the calling and continue to be strong, or you can ignore it, ignore your blessing, push it to the side, and still play small, still play in your comfort zone, and still get what you've been getting. This year, we're not getting what we've been getting. This year, we're elevated. This year, we're taking the necessary strides in order for us to be the person that we need to be in order to receive our blessings. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, especially now, we get into relationships, and sometimes, you know, we outgrow each other. And there's nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying, with outgrowing each other. There's nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying, with being in two different places in life. But the key is, you know, is to have somebody beside you that's going to support you through your change. If you need to make the change by yourself, there's no point in you, you know, being in that relationship when you know you don't want to be there. So we deserve better in the aspect that, you know, sometimes we got to take the journey alone. You know, if it's meant to be, you know what I mean? The divine timeline will bring folks back together. But until then, it's up to us to make that journey. It's up to us to make the necessary improvements. You know, especially, like I said, especially if you don't want to be there and you just hanging on waiting for something to happen, you're doing yourself and your partner a great disservice, you know, by sticking in that situation. Best bet, from what I've learned, is to always choose yourself. You know what I mean? Always choose your progression, because at the end of the day, when we die alone. The casket is only built for one person. We came in alone, we gonna die alone. And when it's time to answer for our life decisions, we're not gonna be allowed to push our responsibilities on our partner. We're not gonna be able to push our responsibilities, you know, on our kids. We're not gonna be able to push them on our job or not having too much time, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be, why didn't you do what you were supposed to do? I sent you here for a reason, and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. No excuses gonna count. So it's better, you know, to sometimes to just focus on yourself. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be, you know, hateful about it. You can just be like, hey, I'm really stuck right now in my life. I don't know where I'm going, and I might need to take this journey to myself, for myself, by myself. You know, and if you got a real partner that really wants you to be, you know, happy, and they want you to succeed, then they'll trust you on your journey. You know, they'll be there for you to support you mentally. They'll just be there for you all around because they want to see you be better. And I speak from experience because that was something that I had to go through last year. I didn't really vocalize it, but there was a point where where me and Hannah, we were just in two different stages, and she chose herself, and I can't blame her for that because at the end of the day, she's always been my friend. She's always been a part of me. We have kids together, so we're a family, and in order for us to be the parents that we need to be, you know what I mean? Sometimes we got to take that break to hone in on ourselves, because becoming a parent, I'm gonna talk about this in another episode. Becoming a parent isn't the cookie cutter happy joy that you see on Instagram. This shit is for real. This shit is for real, and it can take a toll on you. And my main purpose, what I'm saying, I feel like to be here is to help everyone be a better version of themselves. And I really, appreciate Hannah, for acknowledging the change within herself, to let me know that she needed to take her own journey. And I'm going to be here to support her 100%, because that's what, as men, bro, that's what we do, bro. We support people whether they want to be with us or not. We can still show love. We can still support. We can still be there. You know what I'm saying? To help them along the way. But as far as I can't. I lost my train of thought for a second, but you get what I'm saying. Like, just be there. You know what I'm saying? Be there for the person. Be there for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Work on yourself. Expand your mind. Just trust in what's going on, man, because life has a funny way of working out, and you never know. When you better yourself, you never know what could happen. But we also deserve better in terms of how we treat ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I just watched a video recently, again by Dr. Bruce Lipton, about resetting the subconscious, and he was saying that our mind runs on a program. And if we keep telling the sad story of how we got to where we got to, we're going to keep attracting, scenarios to feed into that story. But in order for us to attract the life that we want, we got to reset our subconscious, and we got to rewrite the program to a more positive story so we can begin to grow and attract the things that we're going to attract. Self-sabotage is one of the fastest ways to ruin anything good in your life. I made a video about this on the Morning Walks with Sauce recently, is that we got to be mindful, you know what I mean, of the way that we conduct conversation within ourselves. Because when you speak negativity over your life, when you start to complain, I learned the other day that complaining is basically the same thing as praying. But instead of giving thanks to God, instead of being grateful for what you have, you're basically giving thanks to the devil, for bringing bad situations to you. And you're letting him know that you're ready for more bad shit to complain about. So we deserve better in the aspect that we gotta stop replaying the sad story of our life. Because as we proceed through the new year, we speaking life into our dreams and into our aspirations. As we wait for that overflow, we're expressing gratitude for all that we are and all that we will be. Understanding this is that what we are experiencing now is a true gift, and it allows us a chance to discover who we are and begin to start working on our purpose. So like I said, man, we got to end that self-sabotage talk, man. We got to speak life into our situations. We gotta, be around positive people. We have to feed our mind positive content. Like, even if you don't read, bro, there's a YouTube page that I listen to a lot. It's called Basquiat Picasso. And they make like 15-minute motivational videos. And it's just a compilation of people like Les Brown, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, what's my guy named? E.T., Inky Johnson, King Hollis, multiple actors, just all giving that motivational content. And sometimes that's what we need to have in our mind, and not, replaying sports highlights or worrying about the Real Housewives or worrying about the Kardashians or, we mainly just need to worry about what we feeding ourselves, because what we feed our brains, what we eat mentally is what we project, in our everyday life. So we got to be mindful, of the things that we allow to seep into our mind, because our mind is the most powerful muscle in our body. And sometimes I feel like we forget how the brain really constructs our everyday life. How our mood is how we see everything. If we're in a pissy mood, we see everything that's wrong. But if we're in a happy mood, if we're joyful, we can see everything that's going right. We can see the different colors, we can smell different things at different times. So it's important, what I'm saying? Like I said last year in season 3, like, we have to take control of the wheel, man. Because this year we're going places that we didn't even know was possible. And it all starts with the mental conversation that we have with ourselves. But at the end of the day, you deserve better. And in 2023, I'm claiming it for both of us right now that we will have better. We will be better off financially. Our families will come back together. Relationships will be made whole. And we will continue to create new experiences and live a life on the capacity that we can only dream of. In 2023, we swinging for the fences. Everything you think of, you deserve, go after it. If you want that dream job, you've been putting in the hours to make it happen, it's yours. You want to be a more positive person, you've been healing and forgiving yourself, it's yours. Everything that's ours to get, we will have it in 2023 because it is ours. In closing, this season of the podcast, we are restoring our mental capacity back to 100%, and we are evolving daily to be the person we need to be in order to receive our blessings. We are welcoming the seasons of change by expressing gratitude for all the things that we've been through, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. We're going to be grateful for all of them, because those moments of adversities, like I said at the beginning, they were put in our life to shape us into who we were designed to be. In 2023, we deserve better. We deserve to be treated like a commodity and not a liability. We deserve a little more grace, a little more forgiveness, a little more love, a little more kindness, and a little more peace in 2023. We deserve everything we ask for, not because we are entitled to it, but because we put the work in, and now it's time to reap what we sow. This year, we're going on a journey, and I hope you all excited to join me along the way. Be sure to follow the Roll Up. Be sure to follow the Roll Up podcast, on Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you grab the book. Make sure you be ready for book number 2. I'm writing a whole gang of books this year, so make sure y'all tap in. I got a YouTube channel that I'm working on right now. I got some crazy ideas that's gonna be on that, John. So make sure y'all tap in, because this campaign is going crazy. It's going crazy. Y'all have a great day. I hope I said something meaningful that you can take with you on your daily journey. It's your boy SB. I'm signing out. Peace.